When I go out of the cage, I now realize that I have three options. Either to be a critic, or to be a talker, or to be a doer. And I choose to be the three. Anyone that knows me very well and follow me on social media, he will say, yes, Murtala is the three. When you catch a lion, and at a point you release the lion, what happened? Catastrophic. The energy was in me. I have the passion. By training, I was teacher. By profession, now I'm a development worker. By interest, I'm a good governance advocate. And that is why I choose to be the three. And what I'm encouraging young people to do based on my topic is to connect the dots based on the government, the challenges we're having on youth empowerment, and the need to move this country forward. And I said, for we to move forward as a country in relation to youth empowerment, we need to dive deeper. When you dive in the sea, a very big sea, like the lagoon in Lagos, the moment you dive, you will not die immediately. But you will die when you are not able to swim. So, as a nation, how far have we gone in going deep to know our problems, identify our challenges, and coming up with the strategic solutions, and assembling the best brain to solve the problems? We have one of the best document policy in this country, cut across the whole sectors. But the challenging is not about the corruption. Corruption might be the challenge. But one of the biggest challenges is the capacity of the people to deliver. The competency level of the people you put in a particular office to deliver. And when the capacity and the competency is there, they cannot deliver. You are deformed if you are not informed. And you cannot perform when you are deformed. And that is why we need people that are informed so that they can perform. I try to start with the foundation. The smaller picture there is a pre-primary school in one of the states in northern Nigeria. The children are sleeping under the tree and the teacher is there. And the other picture is a pre-primary school in Scotland, Aberdeen. And the classroom of the pre-primary school in Aberdeen is showing instructional materials with teachers, with a lot of learning corner for them to learn. The three domains of learning, the cognitive, affective, and psychomotors. The children at the age of 3, they learn it. The best days for brain of a young child to develop it is the first 2,000 days. The first 2,000 days that a child was born, that was when the brain developed. And there are some key aspects of life that when the child meets at that early stage of first 2,000 days, then he might not likely regain it again when he's going to grow. Then, I also, after looking at the foundation, this is 2013 data, which shows we have about 8.7 million people out of school in Nigeria, the young people. The children that are out of school. The current data is at 10.5 million. There's always argument in Nigeria. When you say the young people are out of school, when you say children are out of school, the northern Nigeria, because the country is geographically divided, the northern Nigeria would say, no, we have good millions number of kids that are going to school, but Islamia, Quranic, and Tangaya schools, not the other education or the Western education. So, but what we are saying generally is, what is the data saying? The data saying there's a huge challenge and we need to take action. When you compare with other countries there, Nigeria is leading. Chinua Achebe, in his last book before he died, there was a country. In that book, there's a chapter in that book that said, we'll talk about the failure of the state and the rise of terrorism. It's a chapter in that book. When state failed, the level of terrorism rise, the level of crime rise, And that is the key thing we are saying there. The state failed to provide education for these children. What do we expect? They have to find a way of fighting the system back, either through crime, kidnapping, killings, and so many ways that are not acceptable based on norms, culture, beliefs, and value of the society. The first picture happens in 2014 when the Nigerian Immigration Service invited people for interview for immigration job, and about 1.6 million people were invited across the states for 4,000 vacancies that exist in Nigerian Immigration Service. About 16 people died. And these are the youth we have in the country. Recently, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics released a report that says 7.9 million Nigerians become unemployed in 23 months or 25 months. In the last 2 years, 7.9 million young Nigerians are unemployed, become unemployed. Maybe they were employed before. They now become unemployed. 7 million is the size of population of Israel, Hungary, Hong Kong. About 5 to 7 countries have exactly a population of 7 million. Today, Israel have 20% world investment in cybercrime. And their population is around that 7.9 million. Today, Israel is leading in terms of security intelligence in the whole world. And their population is 7.9 million. And just in the last 2 years, the same population become unemployed in Nigeria. And it seems we are not worried, we are not complaining, we are not talking. Most of these people, are they not in cage now? Are they not in bundle? Are they not in bondage? So it's very important to come up with a strategy of connecting the dots and solving the problems. Nigerian population hit 182 million by projection in the last couple of months. Last year, Bloomberg released a report that half of this population are young people. That's about 91 million. Out of 182 million are youths. No single governor in Nigeria will give you a data of how many of state youth are not employed. No single governor in Nigeria will tell you that this is the number of youth that are employed in his own state, because we don't care about data, because we don't need to invest in data. And it's very important. For we to connect the dots, we need to come up with a clear strategy of knowing the number of youth we have that are not employed, that are employed, that are into drugs, that are disabled. 2013, I was in Singapore, one of the institutes that train youth, Institute of Technical Education, Singapore. They have a database that they can use simple Excel to disaggregate the data by employed, non-employed, in training, in schools, in education. We don't have that in this country. How can we move forward where we don't have the kind of system that tells us that this is our problem? We don't even know the problems. We don't even understand the problem. We have a system where we need to map out the in-school youth and out-of-school youth if we really want to engage the young people, if we really want to train the youth. We have the out-of-school youth. They are tools in the hands of politicians. And they commit crime, they attack the opposition, they make noise everywhere, they can attack you, they are everywhere in this country. And they belong to the out of school. Some of them have never been to school. Some are dropped out from primary, secondary, or tertiary institutions. And they are those categories that belong to the out of school children. Then we have the in-school children, which is the other picture, students in the lecture hall. But based on these two groups of youth we have in this country, what is the data saying? No idea. Nobody will tell you that this is the exact number of youth that are not working in relation to those that are out of school and those that are in school. Every government that's come on board come up with a one-size-fits-all program, a program that covers every youth. And that is why they keep changing it like a shades. Starting from poverty elevation program to NAPEP to Empower to SURE to wherever. And they are all not sustainable. They are kind of ad hoc intervention. Why can't we have a sustainable youth empowerment program in this country to lift our youth out of poverty? Then, there's a recent report released by UNIDO on Nigerian skills gap on young people, the youth that have gap in skills in terms of employment. And they ask a simple questions. They map out about more than 50 private companies, and they ask them, why are some of Nigerian graduates are not getting job? And they respond that most of the graduates don't have analytical skills, critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills. Hardly someone will teach you this in classroom. You need to develop yourself to have these skills. And that is why most of our youth that graduate have no job at the moment, simply because they lack those skills. But if you want to get a job in the government, if you have a connection, somebody can give you a job in government. But if you want to go where you can earn 3-digit salary, 3-digit salary, that is the private sector, then you must have analytical skills, critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills. Because they are not going to just pay you salary without you delivering a result. You have the deliverables to deliver. What we're trying to look at in the UNIDO report, they said in Nigerian university, 8 out of 40 private universities have a pre-graduate mentorship program. Before you graduate, the university will mentor you. Out of our 40 private universities, only 8 universities are doing pre-graduate mentorship. Nobody knows to what level, nobody knows to what extent, but what they are saying is that the number is 8 out of the 40 private universities. They are also saying only 8 out of the 36 state universities are doing the same pre-graduate mentorship for our youth that are in school. In addition, they were also saying 4 out of the 50 private universities are doing pre-graduate mentorship. The pre-graduate mentorship is a system whereby before you graduate, they will show you the picture of the labor market. They will show you the challenge you are going to face when you become graduate. They train you and mentor you on how to put application letter, attend interview, submit your resume, perfect your resume, put your profile on LinkedIn. How many of young people do we have in the country, Nigeria, that have profile and their CV on LinkedIn? Good number of young people are on a Facebook. LinkedIn is where somebody will search you and call you that, are you willing to take a job? Severally I've been contacted through LinkedIn. Murtala, are you comfortable where you are working now? Or we have an offer for you. And I will say, how much are you talking about? How much are we discussing? And I decide either to go or not. I did not submit my CV. I did not apply for the job. They check my profile on LinkedIn and they go through it and they meet, this guy meets our specification. This is the kind of person we're looking for. This is the kind of person that can deliver results. And that is what we need to get in our universities these days. Situation whereby the graduate, before they exit to the world, they should be able to be mentored right from the universities. There should be a system in place that will do that. Job Hub, and also apart from that, the postgraduate aspect is, no single state in Nigeria have a job hub. Job Hub is a center. The job hub there you can see is the one I put the picture in Aberdeen, Scotland. It's a center where when you are unemployed and you wake up in the morning, looking for a job itself is a job. So there should be a center where when you wake up in the morning, you go and apply for a job. You go and seek for assistance. Somebody will guide you. Somebody will support you. And that is called Job Hub. In most of the cities in UK, we have them. In most of the cities, and is run by government. When you go into Job Hub, there's a computers in the first floor where you can arrange your CV, package your CV. The second floor might be a guidance center where somebody will put you through what job do you want to apply for, check the salary, check the duration of the age, we can support you. You apply for a job. Nobody is supporting any young person in Nigeria to do that. So for we to connect the dots and connect the unconnected, most people get jobs in this country because they are connected. How can we connect the unconnected? Then there must be a system like this that supports them so that they can be able to discover their full potentials. What I'm talking about is, with the population of young people, with the population of youth in Nigeria, which is about 91 million youth we have in this country, we want to see a dividend where a good number of them, in the first picture there, with elders, with senior people, with senior colleagues on the economic issues that affect this country. Last year, April, or I think this year, April, this administration launched Nigerian Economic Recovery Plan 2017-2020. How to take Nigeria out of recession and how to rebuild Nigeria in the next 3 years. How many young people are part of the drafting of that particular document? How many youths are part of the implementers? How many youths are part of the review team to check whether the job recovery, the economic recovery plan is yielding result or not? Where young people are, it's when they give you special advisor, special assistant, that's all. You are good to go. The second one is politically empowered, economically empowered, politically empowered. We need to see where young people, the youth, contribute in political decision in this country. Because if you are a youth and anything that affects you and was discussed about you without you, then it's not meant for you. So most of the issue discussed about the youth without them is not meant for them. It's for contractors and politicians. And the down there is where we have the socio-culturally empowered. Our youth should be culturally, socially empowered with the indigenous knowledge, with the local knowledge on how to solve problems. And the center one is youth in information technology. The world is moving today because of the countries that are moving ahead today, they are moving because of innovation. You innovate or you die. You innovate or you be taken out of the system. Nokia are trying to bounce back because they refuse to innovate, and for so many years they were out of the system. So the technology gives young people a platform for innovation. Then we have the global youth involvement. Now let's connect the dots. In this picture, what we are seeing is a tree there. The box there is the medium-term sector strategy. And after the medium-term sector strategy, we have the medium-term sector, the medium-term financial framework, which is the budget. And we have the policy implementers, and we have the people that are supposed to benefit. When the fruit is coming down, they are processing it. How often does the policy reach the local people? We can only connect the dots if the policy that we want to implement on youth there is really reaching the youth. Finally, I will conclude with my own quotation. Government needs to demonstrate high-level commitment in empowering young people. The future of this country depends on young people's knowledge, capacity, and character. And also for Nigerian young people to act locally and compete globally. They need creative and analytical skills, leadership skills, global awareness, and civic education. Thank you very much.